Alright, for this week, I don't want to waste your guys' time any more than I have to. I'm just going to try to get through it quickly as much as I can. This week's GM, Exodus Crash. Previously a hard GM. Nowadays, not so much, mostly due to power creep. I'll explain. Before that, just want to mention, off the bat, I think this week it's going to be just Warlocks and Titans. Hunters, not really good in the boss room this week. Not that they're bad or anything. I just think, well, Revenant isn't really usable. Shadebinder does everything Revenant does, but better. And then Night Stalkers, unfortunately, you can't really, quote-unquote, abuse Invis in this strike. You know, if your teammates die, you can survive with Invis, but you can't really move around the room because of the explosive and electric shanks. So, this week, I think Well, Banner, and Shadebinder are just the go-tos. That's just the reality of it. You pop a Well, you sit in a corner during the boss fight the entire time. You pop a Banner, that gives you orbs. You pop your third super, you get more orbs. You pop Well again. Shoot the boss, shoot the ads. Shoot the boss, shoot the champs. Shoot the boss dies. The end. I'm making it sound stupid, but that's genuinely how the entire boss fight goes. You'll see the footage on screen. So I'm just trying to save you guys time and telling you, Well, Banner, extra super, done deal. Warlocks, you're going to use Well and Phoenix Protocol and then Shadebinder because Bleak Watcher exists and freezing stuff is just obnoxious. Especially in the arena, you'll be standing still the entire time. So, very, very good crowd control. And then also, if you're running Shadebinder, I'd recommend Mantle of Battle Harmony because you can run the option of using Ager's Scepter, which is also Stasis, to quite literally freeze and annihilate the entire room. And given that you're going to be making a ton of orbs with a Banner and a Well, or two Wells, whatever it may be, you're always going to have tons of orbs to use. You're going to get your super, you'll have a full beam, 200 shots on blast, even including on the boss. I think it'll be really good. Weapons, there's a pretty big chunk of things for you to use in this GM. Now, I mentioned Aggers. There's also Izanagi if you have a Divinity player, because Izanagi Div Sword is still a thing, and it's always going to be a thing. But I just don't recommend it all the time because beginners or people struggling or inexperienced or first-time GMers, they're not going to know how to play, you know, super aggressive teamwork, you know, annihilate each champ one by one, you know? I just don't think that's a smart thing to do in terms of recommendations. You could always use them if you want. That's up to you. If you like them, you know how to use them, be my guest. Overload Sword is a thing. But you have guns like Ager's Scepter that I just mentioned. Insane crowd control, especially in the boss room. Freezes everything. Catalyst proc kills everything easily. I'm sure it'll do decent damage on the boss as well. Then you got Wither Horde also for control. Same thing applies. It's just slower. If that's a thing you want to do, put Wither Hordes down at spawns. That's cool. Outside of that, Succession is always a good go-to weapon. Left from Gold Vorpal is basically you get heavy ammo, aka if somebody's wearing Aeons, you also get special ammo. Just thought I'd mention that, given that there's a bunch of Vandal snipers in the fight and somebody might run a sniper. Then you got bows, such as Biting Winds. You also have a Cured Redemption from Garden of Salvation. Then you got the Surfboard, whose name I forget, something Slab. Those are the kinetic bows I'd use in this case. The reason I say kinetic bows is because particle deconstruction is a thing this season, and your primary damage probably should come from fusion rifles. So given that, you could run a Cartesian or a Plug One or a Null Composure or something like that in the energy slot while having a kinetic bow for overloads. And then for heavy, of course, there's 1000 Voices, the obvious choice if you own it. I'm sure it does tons of damage. The only thing I wouldn't recommend about this gun is doing it in the final phase of the boss fight where the guy is going to be up your ass trying to melee you, and, you know, popping 1k in that sense probably will get you killed. So outside of that, it's really good. But then, again, if you have a Divinity player, you can run linear fusions like Threaded Needle or Reed's Regret. You could even get away with running Anarchy, honestly, because Anarchy traps on the floor at the start of the boss fight work really well against Marauders and incoming shanks from, like, the center of the arena. It's still really good. It's just not particle deconstruction good this season. So if you have Anarchy, but you don't have the other options, that's totally good. Now, in case anybody was wondering about energy bows, there's Arsenic Bite, which is a world drop. It's arc. And then there's Tyranny of Heaven, which is solar, and it's from the Last Wish raid. The reason I specified this bow is because it's solar, and in this GM, at least from past experiences, there's only 3 solar shank shields in this GM, and they're all in the plate room at the end when you're capping like the final 20%. And if you have no other solar players, this is a good option to put on, Tyranny of Heaven. It also obviously can stop overloads because it's a bow. Now, your other choice, both in terms of solar and anti-barrier, which is the other type of champion in this Nightfall, is Ariana's Vow. obviously the go-to in terms of anti-barriers just because it slaps. And 2 shots, I believe, champion shields off now, including in GMs. The only other choice for anti-barrier this season is auto rifles. So I'm just going to name off a couple of suggestions. You have Gnawing Hunger, but it's void. Then you have Shadow Price, Adept, that can roll really good perks, and you can use Adept mods. But again, it's Arc, in case you want, you want to theme the whole solar thing around the whole 3 solar shields in the Strike. These are 2 options you have there. Then for kinetics, you have Braytech Werewolf. You also have the Carbine, 7 Seraph Carbine, if you happen to have it in your vault. And there's also the 3rd Halloween AR whose name escapes me. Horror Story, that's it. I just don't have one of those to show up on screen. But yeah, Horror Story, Werewolf, Carbine, and Kinetic. Shadow Price, Gnawing Hunger, Summoner, Arctic Haze from Europa. You can get it from Varix. That is also solar. That's my recommendations for weapons. Enough talking about weapons. Let's get into the gameplay. Just ahead of time, sorry if I sound a little low. Under the weather, just gonna try to get over it and keep talking. Okay, so beginning of the Strike, we start with dividing the first half into 3 bridges. So in front of you is gonna be bridge number 1. You start with a couple of dregs in the middle. There will be a pike to your left. Sometimes he hides over that hill, sometimes he doesn't. And then there will be a sniper to your right. Take those out and move forward. When you get to the next mini bridge, there will be another set of 2 snipers and 1 pike. Usually the pike and 1 sniper in the middle, and then 1 sniper is on the right. Kill them and move forward. And finally, there's 2 snipers and a pike again. Usually there's 1 pike and 1 sniper to your right, and the other sniper is to the left. But again, it's not always the same thing, so just look out for snipers. That's pretty much it. Then you pick up the last beacon on your way, and then the second set of beacons spawn. Now, before you move, I'd recommend somebody with a long-range weapon takes out the far snipers on the right and left side. Left is on a pillar, and then on the right side, he's all the way on the cliff edge by where you're going to be finishing this first section. Take those out before moving forward, because they can't shoot you from where you are, but you can shoot them. After that, it's pretty simple. Add clear, get the beacons, and then get to the final door. Once you're there, you're going to be greeted with, I don't know, 12 Shanks, a bunch of Marauders, and then 1 Overlord Captain. Nothing too crazy. Take them out, go in. You're going to go through some booby-trapped barbed wire section where there's a Captain, some more Dregs, some more Vandals, and then 1 more Captain, and then you'll be in the plate room. So let's go to that. Now, there's a misconception with people in the plate room, and I think that's where the difficulty comes from for most people. See, the plate room, most people, they get on the plate, they see ads, they shoot ads, they try to kill champions, and then they try to get the 50%, and they usually just back out because the servitors just came down. What you would normally do, in my opinion, if you're not a speedrunning team, is you can get into this room, activate the circular plate, and then have 2 of your teammates stand to the side of the plate, but not on it, and have 1 person stand on the plate. Once you reach about 5%, you start seeing enemies come out. Get off the plate. Go slightly to the right into a well, and just get off the plate. Nobody stands on the plate. You kill all the enemies, including 1 Overlord Captain instead of several, and then after that, you can collect your ammo, breathe, get back on the plate. You charge up the plate some more enemies spawn, you get off again as soon as the enemies spawn. What this does is funnel in enemies 1 wave at a time, rather than you making 40 ad spawn, 5 captains, 2 servitors, and, I don't know, a Lamborghini. So, basically, you're slowing down the process at which the enemies are coming at you, therefore not getting overwhelmed, because otherwise, if you just stand on the plate the entire time, 1 captain can be in front of you, 1 teleports behind you and gives you the whole 1-2 buckle my shoe, and then you're dead. There's no point to rush. You're not speedrunning, you're just trying to get a clear, or you're farming weapons. Just chill. Eventually, you are going to hit that 50% mark, or somewhat close to it. The servitors will come down, and I believe 2 Overlord Captains come out at this point as well. Just back up. You have a lot less enemies to deal with this time. You can easily move away from the plate now, target a captain, bully him, get him down, rinse, repeat. Then, there's a matter of just choosing which servitor you want to kill. You want to kill left or you want to kill right. The one thing to keep note here is whenever you kill one of the servitors, that will spawn more enemies. So once you do kill that 1 servitor, whether you finish it for ammo or whatever it may be, immediately back up to the plate side of the room and do not stay there, do not be in the middle collecting ammo, because another captain, at least 1, will come out, and guess what? Teleport, 1-2 buckle my shoot, you're dead. So, kill that last, or rather the first servitor at a distance, then back up, or just stay in the back, killing him to begin with. One or the other. Once the captain's out and the ads are out and they die, then you can breathe for a second, collect ammo, and then get ready to kill the second servitor. After the second servitor dies, you just repeat the process. Get on plate, wait for enemies, get off plate, kill captains, get on plate, until you complete that part of the encounter. Once you're done, you go on ahead to the section. I wish you luck in the next section with a rally flag bait and 800 pikes trying to shoot you while you go for that rally flag. Get the beacons, go forward, get to the spider tank. At the spider tank, there's nothing crazy here to tell you advice-wise. I would recommend you just go to the far right side, make sure there's no dreg sitting in a corner trying to shoot you from behind, and then you can shoot the tank from a distance. Get the tank down, shoot him with 1K, linear fusion, whatever you may have, kill the tank, and then head to the boss room. So once you get into Batman's cave or whatever this is called, there's going to be one captain on the floor. That's an overload for you to kill. Make sure you stun him right away. Don't let him run upstairs. Stun, shoot, kill, and then take a nice, easy pathway up because there's a bunch of snipers upstairs. There's some dregs. You don't have to rush. Just take it nice and easy. Alternatively, if you want, you can climb on the very back of the room and just head upwards. It's kind of like a ladder, a really crooked, weird ladder that you can just jump up on a couple of times, and then from there you turn around, jump up on the platform, and you're basically in the boss room. That's not really recommended, but I thought I'd mention that in case people wanted the small shortcut. So for the boss room, I'm going to try to break it down as simple as I can. Once you actually get in there, kill all the shanks but one, and then rotate to the left side of the room. Make sure you're positioned and ready, guns ready and all that. Kill the final shank. The boss will slide to the room. He's kind of hard to miss, but he doesn't go camo, so watch out. Once the boss is in and he's closing in on your position, pop your well and or banner shield, and then start to wail on him. Once you get a certain damage threshold, I believe 75%, 80%, he'll disappear, do his little Houdini trick, and ads will spawn. Try to kill as many ads as you can in the well to regen ammo, super energy for your well user. And then if your banner shield is still up while ads are up, obviously use that as well. At this point, I would start using a Shadebinder if you have one. Throw the Bleak Watcher turret down. Use Agar Scepter, again, if you have one. And then the boss should be coming back to you very shortly. Your objective basically is to burst down the boss immediately as he comes to you to then make him leave and teleport so you can go focus on the ads while he's away. So essentially, between teleport 1 and 2, you should have probably 10-15 seconds to shoot and kill ads as you please. Then he'll come back. You have to shoot him again. Once you make him teleport a second time, he won't be back until I believe you kill at least one servitor champion. So you have a little bit of breathing room there. But again, this room is basically just chaining wells and banner shields and whatever your third super may be. Like I mentioned, well and banner are just so overwhelming, stupidly good in this encounter. It kind of just like overrides everything else. And yeah, it's just kill ads. Make sure the electric tanks to the right don't swarm in on you. Kill them, then kill the servitors. And once the servitors are dead and all the ads except for the electric tanks are dead, the boss does come back. Once again, he's going to bum rush you, make him leave. If he's already too low, he won't leave. When I say too low, that means his sword phase. He switches from his Lord of Wolves to just a sword, and that's when he tries to go up your ass with it. At that point, he won't teleport, and he's pretty much dead at this point. You just beam him down with your fusions, linear fusions, sword, Nagi, div, whatever you may have. Once it's swords, it's pretty much a GG, unless you ran out of your supers, in which case you're probably running for your life. As you can see of the footage on the screen, it's not anything crazy once you just know how the room works. As long as you have a well at most of the time, you should be good to go. Get the GM clear and farm your Hothead Hunjuri, or, God forbid, Comedian Shadow Price if it's that weak. Hopefully it's not. If you guys have any class or weapon questions or suggestions or whatever it may be, I could try to answer them if you would like in the comments below. Other than that, make sure to like, sub, comment, share, ding the dong, ring the bell, myspace.com. I also stream daily on Twitch, twitch.tv/JakeBeaver. And that's it. I will catch you guys GM Help streams. Yup. And next week for Corrupted. That should be fun. Alright, take it easy.